Good afternoon, guys. Yeah. So we'll get started with assignment number 2. Okay. So tell me your doubts first. What are all the doubts you have? Guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what are your
Yes,
doubts?
Question 11, sir.
Question number 11.
And 16 and 18 and 20, sir.
Tell me question number 11, 16.
11, 18 and 20. 18 and 20.
20. That's it, right?
Sir, 15.
15. Huh? What is it? Which one?
15.
15. Okay.
Sir, 6 too.
6th also.
Yes.
6 and 15.
Sir, 9th one I followed a method, but I got a different answer. It's not there in the option.
Okay. Let's check what it is. Okay. We'll go in the order then. First. So just give me 2 minutes. I'm getting too many messages. Just give me a minute. Yeah. So how to do the first problem? There is a battery of 16 volt and internal resistance of 2 ohm is connected to an external resistance R. Find the value of current so that the power in the circuit is maximum. So how to do this?
Sir, there's a formula for maximum power. I saw it in the material, but I wasn't sure how they got it.
Okay.
Epsilon square by 4R.
4R, correct. Okay.
And then I got the power, and then I used P is equal to I into V
IV,
and got the current 2 amperes.
Okay. You got the current as 2 ampere. Correct. Okay. Okay. Before that, I would like to explain this problem. So see, what is the formula for power? Power is equal to E square by R. right? Power is equal to E square divided by R. But here, what is going to be the value of R? Can you tell me what is going to be the value of total resistance?
2 plus R.
So I will take the internal resistance as small r plus capital R. Okay. So here, if you observe, the external resistance is going to be constant. So what you can do is you can say that the power will be maximum. See, there's actually a slightly, it is a concept slightly outside your textbook. So please make a note of this point. So since power has to be maximum, what we need to do is dP by dr should be equal to 0. By doing that and equating it to 0, you will get the value of small r is equal to capital R. Once you get this, you substitute it here. Okay. So once you substitute it here, you will get the required answer. Try that and see now. Okay. So once you substitute the value here, 1 minute, they are asking find the value of current so that the power is maximum. So I is equal to what is the current flowing through the circuit? It is the EMF that is applied across the circuit divided by capital R plus small r. Right. So remember this concept. Going forward, you need not do all these differentiation and all. Wherever you see the question of power is maximum, especially when it is when the electronic devices are connected across resistors, then what we can say is the internal resistance will be equal to capital R. So internal resistance will be equal to the external resistance. You substitute that value. So what is the value of E? 16 divided by 2 is the internal resistance. External resistance also should be 2 ohm. So 16 divided by 4 is going to be 4 ampere. Okay, actually the answer is not 2 ampere, it is 4 ampere.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So for max power, that is squared by R plus R. There we have to substitute R equal to R.
No. What will happen? See, power is equal to, this is the formula, E square divided by small r plus capital R. When power is maximum, I am not sure how many of you have learned applications of derivatives. So does everybody know the concept of maximum minima?
Yes, sir.
Right? So you see, y is equal to f of x is there. If this is having, the function is having a maximum value, then what is the condition? F dash of x is equal to 0, right? In a similar way, if you do dP by dr and equate it to 0, you will get small r is equal to capital R. Okay. So was it Anandita who told me that use the formula E square divided by 4R?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm seeing your sheet only, but it should not be E square by 4R. It should have been E square by 2R. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So please make a note, guys. Whenever there is a cell with internal resistance connected to an external resistance like this, then the power that is getting delivered to the external resistor will be maximum when the value of internal resistance is equal to the external resistance. When these two values are equal, then you will get it. Okay. So second one is easy, right? The current in the given circuit is, how much is the answer? How to
3
solve this?
amperes.
3 amperes.
How to solve this first of all?
Sir, I took the ratio of resistances and ratio of current to be the reciprocal of the ratio of resistances.
Okay. Actually, you can do, see, whenever I understood what method you did, it is generally a shortcut or a method used for competitive exams. So generally, the logic is very simple. They have given the current here multiplied with resistance will give you the potential difference across the points A and B. If I take the points as A dash, B dash at the bottom, the potential difference across AB should be the same potential difference across A dash, B dash. So what is the potential difference across AB? That is 6 volt, correct? The same 6 volt should act across the 6 ohm resistor. So what is going to be the value of current through the 6 ohm resistor?
1 ampere.
1 ampere. So what is going to be the total current? 2 plus 1 is going to be 3 ampere. Correct? Third. So what is how to do the third one? But what did they ask? Current in the given circuit only, no?
So
Ah,
solve the series and parallel resistors and then
Okay. So
Equals.
these two are in series. So 6 will be the resistance. 6 and 3 are in parallel. So 6 into 3 by 6 plus 3 is going to give us 2.
Yes, sir.
So the equivalent resistance is 2 and the EMF is 2. So answer should be 1 ampere. Right. Fourth.
I have a
How-
doubt, sir, for the second
Please say.
question.
Mhm.
So we can say potential across both are equal. So 2 into 3 is equal to 6 into I. Then you can find I in the bottom one.
Yeah, that
and
also
then
you
do,
can.
sir.
That's what I did. See, logically, that's what I did. I did it in 2 separate steps. All of that.
Okay, sir.
Okay, it's like how you solve. Do you guys remember what is the shunt resistance we need to connect in parallel across a galvanometer to convert it to an ammeter? We do the same logic, right? So that you will find some formula. It is the same idea. Okay. Next, fourth one. A wire has a resistance of 12 ohm. It is bent in the form of a circle. The effective resistance between the 2 points or on any diameter of the circle. So they are asking between diametrically opposite ends. This will be A and B. Okay. See, when 12 ohm resistor is bent into the form of a circle, still its resistance is 12 ohm. Right. So when you take this kind of a system, how to solve this? Anybody, can you tell me how to solve this?
Sir,
You
I
take
thought
resistance for half of a circle.
Sorry.
You should consider half of the circle as one resistance and the other half as another resistance.
That's correct. So what will be the resistance of the upper portion? The resistance of the upper part will be how much? What will be the resistance of the lower part? Both will be
Both 6, sir.
very good. Both are 6, right? Because you can ask me how am I equally dividing it? Because R is equal to rho into L divided by A. Since the length is becoming half, resistance will also become half. Resistivity is same, area of cross section is same. Correct? So 6 and 6 are in parallel. So what will be the equivalent resistance?
3 ohms.
That's right. Next, fifth one. What is the answer?
E is directly proportional to J.
That's right. So E is equal to, you will get something. So it's very simple. How to get this? I is equal to NEA into BD. Right. So I by A will give you the drift velocity. So that is, sorry, I by A will give you the current density. Correct? NE into VD. But what is VD, guys? But what is VD? 1 minute. Yeah. VD is equal to small e into capital E divided by M into tau. So J will be directly proportional to E. So this is the answer. I hope it makes sense. If you guys
Yes,
don't
sir.
know this, make a note of it. Okay. Shall I end, strike it off?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Okay. Sixth one. If two identical cells, when connected in series or in parallel, supply the same amount of current through an external resistance of 2 ohm, then the internal resistance of each cell is how much? How to solve?
We can take I equal to V by internal resistance plus external resistance, and then
Okay.
for parallel also in the same way.
Okay. Let's
We
try to
can
visualize.
equate.
How many of you solve this?
I got 2 ohm.
I
I
got
think
2
so.
ohms, sir.
Okay, but what is the logic? That I'm concerned about the logic. I'm not worried about answer.
If 2 cells are connected in series, then the equivalent EMF is E1 plus E2 and equivalent internal
But
resistance
they
is
are
R1 and
identical.
R.
They are identical. So E1 and
2E
E2
and 2R, sir.
very good. So when they are connected in series like this, they are connected across an external resistor of how much value? 2 ohm. This is smaller. This is E and E. So if we have to apply Ohm's law, can I say this is equivalent to a circuit like this? Capital R, 2R, and this is going to be 2E. So what is going to be the current through this circuit? I will be equal to 2E divided by R plus 2R. Accepted? Please check your notes if this is what you have done. If the cells are connected in parallel and they are connected in parallel across whom? Okay, cells are connected in parallel and they are connected in series. What is the question? Okay. They are connected across a resistor capital R. Now, what is going to be the equivalent EMF for cells in series? What is the formula, guys? Can you guys tell me? E equivalent divided by R equivalent is equal to E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2. Do you guys remember this formula? Yes or no? So E equivalent, what is going to be the value of R equivalent? It will be R by 2 is equal to, what is the value of E1, guys? So it will be E by R plus E by R. So it will be 2E divided by R. Okay, this and this will get cancelled. So E equivalent is going to be equal to E only. Right. So the new circuit is going to be in this way. But I'm not sure if you're able to understand. There is any doubt, ask. Right. What is going to be the current in this case? I will be equal to E divided by R by 2 plus capital R. Am I right? So 1
Yes,
should be
sir.
equal to 2. So 2E divided by R plus R, R plus 2R. R plus 2R will be equal to E divided by R by 2 plus R. So E and E will get cancelled. What is the unknown? They are asking internal resistance. Huh?
Yes, sir.
So what is the answer?
It's 2
2
ohms,
ohm.
sir.
So I hope everybody got it. 2 ohm is correct. Next, seventh one. An unknown resistance R1 is connected in series with a resistance of 10 ohm. The combination is connected to one gap of a meter width, while the other gap is connected to another resistance R2. The balance point is at 50, midpoint. Now, when the 10 ohm resistance is removed, the balance point shifts to 40. Then the value of R1 in ohm is. How to do this?
R1 by R2 is equal to 50 by 50.
Is it R1 by R2?
R1 plus 10
R1
by
plus 10
Ah,
divided by
R1
R2
plus
is
10
50 by 50.
by R2 is equal to 50 divided by
50.
50.
That is 1 by 1. That is correct. 1 by 1. Because it's the midpoint. Second case, what is happening? R1 divided by R2 will be equal to
40 by 60. 40
Very
by
good.
60.
So 2 unknowns, 2 equations. I hope you guys can solve it. So what is the value of R1 you got?
20 ohms.
120.
3 ohm.
Correct. So direction of conventional current is, everybody knows this. Direction in which positive charges move. Right. Ninth one. An electric bulb rated 500 watts at 100 volts is used in a circuit having 200 volt supply. The resistance R must be put in series with the bulb so that the bulb draws 500 watts. So how to solve this? Who has solved this question?
Sir, I saw this, but I got 24 ohm, which is not.
24. Answer is actually 20. Anyways, can you tell me the method that you followed? Let's see.
So we can use P equal to VI, sir.
Okay. You tell me
P
whatever
equal
you
to
want.
I square R.
Okay. First of all, did you understand the question? Did you try to draw and see what they are trying to see? So there is an electric bulb, right? There is a bulb. Generally, when they say bulb, you need to have in your mind that you can draw a resistor also. The bulb is rated at 500 watt and it is having 100 volts. is used in a circuit having a 200-volt supply. Okay, this should be connected across a 200-volt supply. Now, what are they doing? They are putting a resistor R in series with the bulb. Okay, they're putting a resistor R in series with the bulb so that the bulb draws 500 watt. What should be the value of R? So, how to approach?
So we can first find the resistance of the bulb.
Okay, how do you find the resistance? Resistance is equal to V square divided by
V square by P.
So V is 100, that is 10 power 2 the whole square divided by 5 into 10 power 2. So how much will you get? 10 power 2 is gone. 100 by 5. So it should be 20. So resistance of the bulb is 20 ohm, correct?
Yes, sir.
Then
But then we can find the current flowing through it because both will be having the same current. So I found again from P equals I square R with resistance and power, I found I passing through the bulb.
okay, how much is the value of I? I, how did you find out? I is equal to,
I square R equal to 500, sir.
but I square R you cannot use it directly. Okay, you want to use I square R is equal to 500.
Yes, sir.
Then
Since
what are
R
the-
will be 20, so I
Yes, sir,
square
I
will be
equals
equal to
5
500 by 20.
Okay, you found the current like this, current through the bulb. Current through the bulb is 500 divided by 20. How much is that? 20.
25.
Okay.
So I square is 25, sir. So I will be 5 amperes.
I square R. That's correct, Ra. Current through the bulb
And
is 5.
then at the end we use V equal to IR and R will be 20 plus X, which is what we need.
R will be, okay, then I should use some other R here. I will call that as resistance of bulb. This will be current through the bulb. So V is equal to I into resistance of bulb plus capital R. So 200 is equal to current is 5 into resistance of bulb is 20 plus capital R. Correct? This is what you did?
Yes, sir.
40. So 20 is equal to R. It's coming, no? Did you get 20 ohm? So we need
Yes,
to
sir.
connect a 20 ohm resistor in series with the bulb.
Sir,
For it. Please tell me.
sir, at that point alone, what I did was, since in series potential won't be same, what I did
Correct.
was total V equals to V1 plus V2. So 220 volt equals to the potential of the resistor plus potential of the bulb, which is given 100. And then I
1
found
minute,
the
1 minute. 1 minute. Why did you take 220?
Oh, 200 volt.
200.
Okay.
Maybe that is the reason you didn't get the answer. 220 you took it because it's alternating current. Correct? RMS value. Okay. Maybe that is the reason. Now you check your calculation. But I'm able to understand the method that you followed is right because the logic is right.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So 10th one. 10 identical wires, each having a resistance of 1 ohm, are connected in parallel. The combination will have a resistance of. Easy done.
0.1 ohms.
0.1. That's right. So then there is an electron which moves with a velocity of 10 power 3 meters per second. So 1000 meters per second in a magnetic field of induction 0.3 Tesla at an angle of 30 degrees. If E by M ratio is 1.76 into 10 power 11 coulomb per kilogram, radius of the circular path. How to solve this? First of all, tell me in which path will the particle move? When a charged particle is projected at an angle theta with respect to the magnetic field, it starts moving in a
Helical path.
very good. It starts moving in a helical path. So what are the radius of the helical path? It is md sine theta, the whole divided by charge into d. But what did they give? They already gave us the E by M value. So instead of Q, I should use E. So since they have given E by M, we'll take the reciprocal of it for M by V, M by E. So velocity is 1000 into sine 30 is half, the whole divided by 1.76 into 10 power 11 into magnetic field is how much? 0.3. So 1.7 into 0.3, if I approximate it, it will come to 5.1. So if I'm not wrong, 1 divided by 2, this should be the answer. 2 into 10 power minus 8. Did you get? But no, that is not the answer. The answer is 10 power minus 8 meter. Okay, calculation. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
It should, no, it
So
should be
can you
10
say
power
what you did in the second step, sir?
Where?
That R is equal to
Substitute the
MB
value.
sin theta by QB, sir. No, some
Formula.
ratio you said, no, sir.
E by M.
Yes, sir. That one, sir.
It is M by E. See, E by M is 1.76. M by E will be 1 by 1.76. So that's why I took the
Negative
1.
should come, no, sir. In the power.
No. It is 1 by this value. After you solve, only negative will come.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So it is 500. See, guys, you know what I did? I didn't do the whole calculation. See, I approximated 1.7 into 3 is how much? Approximately 5.1 something, right? So I thought I'll get 5.1 something closer to 5. So this and this will get cancelled. So I was looking for the right option. That's it. So answer is actually 10 power minus 8. Did you understand what I did?
Yes, sir.
So next one is very easy. You should know by now. Resistance of an ideal voltmeter.
Infinity, sir.
That's it. 13th. A charge Q moves in a region, then the force. This is also easy. Answer?
Q into E vector plus Q into V cross B.
What is the name of it?
Lorentz force.
That's right. So it's called Lorentz force. 14th. Magnetic field intensity at the center of the coil of 50 turns, radius 0.05 meter and carrying a current of 2 ampere. So what is the value of B is equal to mu naught Ni divided by 2A, where A is the radius. So mu naught is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 into N is 50 into I is 2 divided by 2 into 0.05. So on solving this, you should get the answer. What is the answer you people got? Check your notes and tell me what is the answer.
1.26 10 power minus 4.
Correct. So who asked me the 15th one?
I asked, sir.
Okay, let's think how to do it. So there is a wire of length L which is bent in the form of a ring of single loop and current is flown through it. The magnetic field at the center is B. If the same wire is bent to form 2 loops and same current is flowing, the new B dash at its center will be. Okay. So there is a wire of length L which is bent in the form of a circle. So whenever a wire is getting bent in the form of a circle, what is the relation between their geometrical parameters? The length of the wire should be equal to?
Circumference of the circle.
That is 2 pi r, correct? So r will be equal to L divided by 2 pi. Now, in the initial case, B will be equal to how much, guys? In the initial case, B will be equal to mu naught I divided by 2 into L divided by 2 pi, correct?
Yes.
Now, what are they doing? If the same wire is bent to form 2 loops, so L is getting divided into how much? 2 pi r dash plus 2 pi r dash. Why did I write r dash? Because r dash is the radius of the new circle. So there are 2 new circles with radius r dash. Does it make sense? So L will be equal to 4 pi r dash. So r dash will be equal to L divided by 4 pi. So what is the value of B dash, guys? Mu naught I divided by 2 into L divided by 4 pi. That is the magnetic field at the center of each loop. Correct? Huh? So if you take the ratio, what is that you're going to get?
Sir, B dash we should take for both the loops or only for single loop you have to take?
Only
Sir?
one. Only one.
The question is given 2 loops, sir. They're asking us to find the ratio of the original loop with 1 loop, sir.
The new magnetic field is at the center.
So 2 loops are coaxial or they're independent, sir?
They're independent. You need not find anything like that. They're independent.
So then ratio will be same for both the loops, no, sir?
No. Radius is
Why?
changing, no?
No, sir. Ratio,
Radius
sir.
is
Ratio, sir.
a ratio of what? B dash and B.
Yes, sir.
No, இங்க பாரு, இங்க 2 இருக்குடா, இங்க 2 இல்ல. It's not there. Check it, no? You're able to understand?
Okay, sir.
Or else what should happen? When to form 2 loops, then okay, that also makes sense. Maybe I read the question wrong. So it is bent into 2 loops now. It should be like this: 1 and 2. Just 2 turns. So R dash will be equal to L divided by 4 pi. So B dash will be equal to mu naught into the number of turns is 2i divided by 2 into L divided by 4 pi. So this and this will get cancelled. So this will become 4 times mu naught I divided by L. Mu naught I pi divided by L. But mu naught I pi divided by L is B. So B dash will be equal to 4 times B. That is the answer. Okay. So B dash should be equal to 4 times B.
Sir, how you took mu naught I pi as B, sir?
Pi will go to the numerator.
Okay, sir.
Here also pi will go to the numerator. Next, 16th one. So a square loop ABCD carrying a current I placed near and coplanar with a long straight conductor XY carrying a current I, the net force on the loop will be how much? How to approach first of all? There is a square loop ABCD carrying a current I is placed and coplanar means it's in the same plane with a long straight current carrying conductor. What is the net force on the loop?
So we can join AC and BD, no, sir.
Why? You will
Sir,
join and do what?
AC and BD, sir. Then we can divide to like 2 thetas will get, no, sir. 145 degree and 45 degree. Then we can apply that, sir.
1 minute. But the net force they are saying, no, why will this experience a net force? Why will the loop experience a net force? So why will the loop experience a net force is what I'm asking.
To the current in it, sir.
It is, they told, no, carrying a current small I is placed near another long straight current carrying conductor XY I carrying a current capital I. The net force on the loop will be, I want the logic.
So will there be any torque acting, sir?
No need, no torque will act here. When will a current carrying conductor experience force? I've told this many times.
When it is placed in uniform magnetic.
It can be magnetic field. Need not be uniform. Sometimes it will be non-uniform also.
Okay, sir.
Current carrying coil or current carrying conductor will experience force when it is placed in a magnetic field. Now, question is, it is placed in the magnetic field due to whom? It is placed in the magnetic field due to whom? Is what the question
XY,
is.
sir.
Yes. So this is the first point. This is the second point. Now think of it logically. What is the direction of magnetic field? What is the direction of magnetic field experienced? What is the magnetic field at point AB. I mean along AB. Due
Into
to
the
this
plane,
conductor,
sir.
it is mu naught I divided by what is the magnetic field due to a infinite length current carrying conductor? Mu naught I divided by
2 pi.
2 pi.
2 pi to L by 2. Why I wrote L by 2 is because L by 2 is the distance from here. This and this will get cancelled. So it will be mu naught I divided by pi into L. This is a magnetic field at point near this conductor. So what will be the force experienced by AB? That is mu naught I divided by pi into L. B into I is how much? Small I into length is how much? Capital L into sine of 90 degrees. Okay.
Sir, I
Similarly,
have a doubt, sir.
Hmm.
So this square coil is infinite, sir. Should it be like normal, no, sir? How you took it as infinite, sir?
This is infinite.
So that xy you're calculating, sir.
I'm calculating the magnetic field due to XY at near the conductor AB. Okay. I'm
Okay.
saying magnetic field due to this current carrying conductor near this place. So FBC is going to be, so first thing, what is the direction of magnetic field at point AB? What is the direction of it? Is it into the plane or out of the plane?
Into the plane, sir.
That's right. So it should be minus K cap. So due to this into the plane magnetic field, what will be the direction of force experienced by the current carrying conductor AB? It will be in this direction, FAB. Okay. Similarly, what is going to be the force experienced by BC? If I say force experienced by BC is F, force experienced by CD will also be F, but they will be in opposite direction. This one I'm leaving it to you. Means BC and AD put together, the net force experienced by them will be 0 because they are of same magnitude. Now tell me what is going to be the magnetic field near the conductor CD due to XY. Magnetic field near the conductor CD due to XY. Mu naught I divided by 2 pi into what is the distance?
3L by 2.
Very good. It is 3L by 2. This and this will get cancelled. This is also in the direction of minus K cap into the plane. Now, if you see the direction of it, the force experienced by CD will be to the right. So, force experienced by AB is to the left and force experienced by CD is to the right. And they both are of different magnitudes. So, subtract them, that will give you the answer. And the answer should come out as 2 times mu naught into capital I into small I divided by 3 pi. So proton and the alpha particle move with the same velocity into a uniform magnetic field acting normal to the plane of their motion, the ratio of the radii of the circular paths. Described by the proton and the alpha particle. What is the answer? R is equal to mv divided by qb. Right. They both are projected with the same velocity. Right. So radius of the proton is how much? Mass of proton into velocity divided by the charge of proton into d. What is the radius of alpha particle? What is the mass of alpha particle in terms of mass of proton? Alpha particle contains a charge of plus 4. So 4 times mp into v divided by, so charge is how much? Charge is 2e into d, right? Where e is the charge of proton also. You divide both, what is the answer going to come out? It should come out as 1:2. Okay. There is a proton and an alpha particle which follow the same circular path in transverse magnetic field. What do you mean by transverse? What do you mean by transverse magnetic field? It is perpendicular magnetic field. Their kinetic energies are in the ratio of what? So how to solve this problem? How to solve this? We know that R is equal to mv divided by qb. This will be equal to root of 2m into k divided by qb. Right? So R is equal to root of 2m into k divided by qb. Follow the same circular path means they have the same radius. Then the ratio of their kinetic energies are in what ratio? So how to solve this, guys? Root of 2m into k1, 2m1 into k1 divided by q1 into b1 is equal to root of 2m2 into k2 divided by q2 into b2. They follow in the same magnetic field. So for proton, root of 2 times mass of proton into kinetic energy of proton divided by the charge of proton is E into root of 2 into mass of alpha particle, that is 4 times mass of proton, kinetic energy of alpha particle, the whole divided by how much? 2 times E. So E and E will get cancelled. MP and MP are gone. 2 and 2 are gone. So Kp divided by K alpha is equal to 2 divided by 2. Answer should be 1:1. So their kinetic energies will be in the ratio 1:1. Okay. So 19th, everybody got it?
Sir, is it 3
Sir,
ohms?
got it, sir.
3 ohm. So how to do it? I'm concerned about method. If the resistance of the galvanometer is 6 ohm, it can measure a maximum current of 2 ampere. Then the required shunt resistance to convert it into an ammeter reading of up to 6 ampere. How to do this?
We can use Ig equal to Rs by Rs plus Rg into Ig.
Correct? Ig into G. So 2 into 6 divided by I minus Ig. So 4. So it should be 3. Correct. 20th. An arrangement of 3 parallel straight conductors placed perpendicular to the plane carrying same current along the same direction is shown in the figure. The magnitude of force per unit length on the middle wire W is given by. Where is middle wire? Is there any mistake?
There are only 2 wires, right, sir? The third one isn't there.
Yes, that's there. So I think there is a mistake in the problem. I think there is a mistake. It should have been A, B, or C, D. Either midpoint of this or midpoint of this.
So I have a doubt, sir.
Tell me.
Which had a 3 parallel lines here, sir? There are only 2, right, sir? And they are not parallel.
An arrangement of 3 parallel straight wires. 3 parallel straight wires. Placed perpendicular to the plane of the paper carrying the same current. No. Actually, there is a mistake in this diagram. The conductors are, see, they are out of the plane. This is the conductor. ABC are there, right? There is a dot, no? Dot with
Yes,
a circle around it. Means the conductor is actually coming towards you. So this is one conductor which is coming towards you. And this is another conductor. When you see from the top, what will happen? You will be able to see only that point, right? Are you able to understand?
yes,
So
sir.
there is one conductor passing through the point A towards you. There is another conductor which is passing through the point B towards you, such that they both are like this. Aren't they parallel?
Yes, sir, they are, sir.
So that is the meaning. That is why they are three parallel conductors. You have to visualize it in 3 dimensions. But I'm able to see because we have written the answer. I'm sure that you guys would have searched something and got the answer. But I told in the beginning itself that if you're not clear with something, bring it to my notice so that I can help you out. I'm able to see most of you have answered. I don't understand why you do that. But if I'm scolding you for not knowing something, it is fine. I'm helping for everything, right? And none of you have brought this question to me, but I'm going to sit and see everybody's paper. You will be getting comments in the app. See. I want you all to sit in the night and see the comments in the app that I'm going to give. I'm going to see each and everybody's paper and ask questions, answer back. Just like that, you people have got the answer. When tough problems, you have got the right answers. This one I'll do it separately. This you have to visualize it in 3D. Rohan, did I answer that question?
Yes, sir, I understood.
But the midpoint W means I don't know where it is. That is the point.
The middle wire means B, right, sir?
Oh, middle wire, it should have been B. Middle wire B. But on the middle of the wire B. Okay. I have to think that. Okay, 21st, what is the answer? Let's do it fast. Magnetic field interacts with moving charge and not with stationary charge. Is that right?
Yes, sir, it's true,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, it's true. A moving charge produces magnetic field. Is that right?
True, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Sadib, is that the right explanation for it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
22nd. Magnetic field is not associated with a stationary charge.
True, sir.
True, sir.
A magnetic field can be detected by means of its effect on a current carrying conductor. Magnetic field can be detected by means of its effect on a current carrying. Yes, magnetic field affects a current carrying conductor, and you can find it using the formula F is equal to BIL. So you can find it. So it is true. But
Sir,
sorry, I'm sorry.
B should come now, sir.
I'm sorry. Yes, it doesn't support because this is a different context, and there is a different context. 23rd. So if the wire is stretched to make 0.1% longer, its resistance will increase by
0.1%, sir.
no. I'll give you a hint. If the length of the wire is increased by n times, resistance will increase by a factor of n square. Because when length is increasing, area will decrease to maintain the constant volume. Okay. So it should be n square. That part I'm leaving it to you. D. Kirchhoff's second law is based on the law of conservation of
Charges.
energy. Charge is first law. Dash is sensitive device to detect current in a circuit.
Ammeter.
To detect
Galvanometer.
Galvanometer.
SI unit of EMF is volt.
Volt.
Electric current is Electric current is a scalar.
Scalar.
Scalar quantity.
Force on a conductor of length 5 meter carrying a current of 8 ampere kept perpendicular to the magnetic field is 1.5 Tesla. So F is equal to BIL sin 90. So B is how much? 1.5. So 1.5 is 3 by 2 into I is 8 into length is 5. So 4, 20, 60 is going to be the answer. 60 Newton. Next, the magnetic force on a point charge is given by.
Q into V cross B.
Very good. Q into V vector cross B vector. When a charged particle moves perpendicular to the magnetic field, the speed of the particle will be.
Uniform, sir.
Will be uniform, sir, throughout.
That's right, because it's going to move in a uniform circular motion. Or you can write constant is also accepted. Okay. So an electron is moving in a region of electric field and magnetic field will gain energy from.
Electric field, sir.
Why? Why electric field? Why not magnetic field?
Because the electron will be perpendicular to the electric field.
Nowhere it is given. It is told
It
it
will
is moving in a region.
It will be perpendicular to the displacement vector, no, sir.
No. If electric
Will
field
gain
is
from
like
both electric and magnetic field, right, sir?
that depends. See, suppose you have to take different combinations and see if electric field and magnetic field are parallel to each other, it will gain energy. Meaning of gaining energy is its velocity increasing, kinetic energy will increase. That will happen only due to electric field because in whichever direction you project the charged particle, electric field will always accelerate the charged particle. That is the reason why it is electric field, correct only. But your explanation is wrong. If two wires carry currents in dash directions, the wires will repel each other.
Same
There are
direction, sir.
Same direction, sir.
parallel. No. They should be opposite. I would have given it in the notes. Go and refer it once again. Check the class notes. Why it is opposite directions, I would have already explained the reason for that. Okay. So 24 and 25, I hope you guys would have solved it. 25 is actually a textbook question. Okay. So since you're good with meter bridge, I'm leaving those two. Yes. So that's it from my side. We'll see the next assignment tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.